So last night I'm on this show called The Squad Pod, which is on the Journey to the Jays network, which of course I'm on. And we were bringing up a little point on something where he was telling me about his favorite team, the Eagles, and he wanted to see his coach fired or the quarterback gone or however much. And I always would say to him, be careful what you wish for. It can always get worse. And then that brought up my subject for tonight. That's what it's called. It can only get worse. See, fans seem to have this flawed, archaic idea that the grass is always greener on the other side. Maybe they see a team that they wish they could be. I mean, and I can understand that. I grew up watching the Bears dominate, but I've been seeing 30 years of the Packers starting to dominate. And it sticks in your craw, but I also have respect for them because I want to be that. The organization's perfect top down all the way to the janitor. And the Bears, no. Long story on that one. But one of the things is what causes an organization to be so, what you could say, disorganized is fans. I mean, it's not always fans. The front offices would be a mess themselves. But fans always want to fire somebody. They always want to cut somebody. They always, it can be an incomplete pass or it can be a bad pick that they quote unquote wouldn't have chosen. And that's the biggest problem with everything is like, what if you're a 10-6, 9-7 team and you fire the guy thinking you can get better and then it gets worse? That was Detroit. They're a mess now and they were on the way. The Bears fired Lovie Smith back in 2012 at 10-6 and they still haven't found them. I had a Pundit Point on Tennessee football about a month and a half back. And they got rid of Philip Fulmer when they wanted to when the fans wanted him out and they wanted his head. And they haven't won 10 games since, and they've had like 5 losing seasons. And it'll be 6 this year. It all comes from the fact that it's such that, like I said, the archaic mindset of it can always, I mean, there's the grass is greener. The real mindset should be that it can only get worse if you think about it that way. It can only get worse. And it can. Because things could be happening. You really don't know. It could be getting better. But maybe it's not getting better in your speed. But it could be getting better if you have a little bit of patience. But very few people ever have the patience to wait for that. And then all of a sudden, it gets a lot worse the next year and the year and the year, and then it never is the same again. The Bears were on the way. Back in those times, they were in the way. It was 2012. They were on the way. I mean, they were on the way to get back again after the Super Bowl in 06. They were on the way, but then they were gone. All of that comes from this mindset, and it's an ADD mindset. It's like, gotta have it now, gotta have it now, gotta have it now. It's a microwave mindset. It really is. And what can you do? What can you do about that? There's nothing you can because we have so many people in the world on the internet. And the internet is their way of bringing out their frustrations. So the real way that an organization could get better is, I'm going to say the Packers and the Patriots, ignore your fans. The fans will come anyway. They'll come when you're winning. It doesn't matter if you're not listening to them. It only matters when your team is losing and you've made your own mistakes. But when you're winning, it doesn't matter. They're going to think you're a genius anyway. So why are you listening to them? And that's the only way the organization is going to get there. And so that's the best way I can say it is like, if you need the patience to be able to wait for your team, you need to show it. You got to quit listening to the fans. Because in the end, like I said, it can only get worse. And it does time and time again.